And welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. As you can see, got the absolute legend Jay on.
Right.
We're going to be talking more or less about transfers. If we're doing the best bits of business, obviously we brought some young kids in.
Yeah.
But I'll be asking Jay his thoughts on the overall picture, on his own opinions on transfers. There's very much a split divide between Liverpool fans. There's some people who think that the squad is very fine. We don't need any recruits, and there's obviously another side to the arguments, which everyone's entitled to an opinion, that we do need to strengthen very much, obviously in the areas left back, midfielders, forward line as well. The Premier League does shut the earliest out of all the world transfer windows anyway, so if we are going to get some transfers in the door, we need to get a good move on, really. Talking a bit about Man City as well, the build-up show for the Community Shield, that more or less majority of what we will be talking about. But really, Jay's got he's got his Premier League 1 to 20 for next season predictor. Everyone, so if you want to get involved in that as well later on in the show, drop that in the comment section. Make sure you do get involved in all the topics that we've been discussing anyway. But thanks very much, mate, and thank you for getting involved, everyone. If you're new around here, make sure you do hit the subscribe button and get involved in the comment section below as well, everyone. I don't do these shows for me. I love getting Jay's thoughts on the channel. A lot of Liverpool fans on the channel as well, not just mine, but all your opinions do matter as well. So thank you for joining us today, everyone. Jay, right, so your thoughts. We brought a couple of young kids in, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got, is it Vandenberg and Elliot, something like that, which...
Very young, great prospects. I think Elliot, when he was at Fulham, he was at, he holds the record for the youngest player in the Premier League now.
Yeah.
If I'm right, obviously last year, 16 years and probably a couple of days anyway, but kid with a bright future. He played against... Was it Sevilla? Not Sevilla. The last
Napoli.
game, Napoli. Last 20-minute cameo, didn't he?
Yeah.
It looked a bit. The kids when he did come on, mate,
Yeah.
looked a bit like they give a bit more anyway. But jet lag and everything over this pre-season, we never need to look into results in pre-season, do we? It's just.
It's one of them. I think you do, but you don't. You look at it as teams in the past that have done absolutely shocking in pre-season and gone on to get Champions
10 games
League and
leading
win a
start in the
trophy,
Prem.
and then there's teams in pre-season that have won every pre-season game and been relegated or something like that. So.
Yeah, so I'm one of the people that just don't look at pre-season results, mate. I look through pre-season. That's why I haven't really obviously done my match reactions to some of the results anyway, because I think they're pointless and they're more or less it's for the manager really to get his players fully up to fit. The big games that matters, Community Shield, first trophy this season.
It's a glorified friendly in my opinion. It's not. You're not judged in a season on winning the Community Shield. You're judged on how you start the season.
It's the precedent really, so how you will start the league season. But if you go out and tonk City 5-0, or something, or it could have the other negative effect really, and very much City win. But hopefully we will smash them anyway. But it's sets the early on marker, doesn't it?
It's one of them that if we beat City, we put the marker down, like you said, and tell City they've got to come after us. Where if they beat us, it's like chasing them
if we
again.
beat them 3-0 and we've not bought anyone, that probably trigger them into spending another £500 million on midfielders anyway. But yeah, mate. Really, as I said at the beginning of the show, there's two ways of looking at it. Really, you can have a look at the way in which Klopp I think is very much looking at it. There's players coming back from injury. Obviously, we all know them anyway. The Ox was very much heavily injured last season. Joe Gomez injured as well. New signs. Naby more or less missing for the majority of last season. Adam Lallana injured, whether you want to look at Adam Lallana, but still a player at Liverpool Football Club. If he's fully fit, but none of us have seen Adam Lallana at his best football in about 2-3 years since he arrived under Brendan Rodgers. Really, that and there's a couple of other players, but Jay, I think, and everyone at home, what are your thoughts? Really, we do need cover, don't we? In some areas.
I'm not going to go out and say splash 80 million here, 80 million there on a player, because I generally don't think we need it. But I think there's two positions that we definitely need to strengthen in.
Yeah.
It's a backup left back. We can't play Robertson all season every game.
Or even Milner left back.
Or Milner, because Milner's 34 now or something, isn't he? Robertson, if you want to, you've got 7 competitions you're in this year.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, you play Robertson in 2 of them. The Premier League, Champions League. You give, obviously, he'll be playing at the weekend because we've got no backup. But if we can get someone in, you play that new person in the community, in the Super Cup, League Cup, FA Cup and the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
And it just means then that there's not the burden there for Robertson to play
because if
60 odd games a season.
Then you're looking at the other options that Klopp probably obviously analyse. He's probably looked at Liverpool's squad a lot more in depth than every single one of us. He'll know the kids in the under 21 setup, under 20, under 18s. He'll probably identify the player, young kid. Like a Trent, you never know. There could be a young lad that he wants to give the opportunity in those cups. But we don't know. But he's very much, he'd rather much trust, put a bit more trust in young academy players. Whether you think that's right or wrong, but if it saves a bit, about 20-30 million.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as you said, Robbo needs rest. We're not going to be relying on Robbo for out of the main 2 competitions, Premier League and Champions League. So you can look at the option, play Trent at left back, play Gomez left or right back. Not ideally, not the positions.
That's part of why I'm thinking he won't do anything, because obviously we've signed Vandenberg, isn't it? Who's a centre back.
He's a centre back as well. Isn't he?
If I've got a feeling he might use Gomez as a versatile fullback, because Klein's now out injured till at least January, I think. So he might look at Gomez there, because Gomez can play right and left back. Yeah. He might go, right, that's your backup there. Yeah. You're going to be on the bench there every week, and then Vandenberg's a 4th choice.
Even Fabinho as well, right back.
Yeah.
You can play Fab right back. So the options are there for Klopp.
But I'd rather have someone.
Yeah. It's a lot more safer really as well, innit? But I don't mean go out and go and buy Jordi Alba or something, but I'm looking at players really in positions, and there's not really anyone really that I can see. Arsenal are going to buy Kieran Tierney from looking like from Celtic, but I don't think he'll go. He's very much a Celtic lad through and through, and he's got Champions League football, most importantly there, and Arsenal don't have, obviously. But a player of that ilk, really, someone we all of us looked at Robinson when we brought him in, and we went, okay, we trust Klopp, but he wasn't a big name, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to bring a big name left back in, because the proof is in the pudding. We've got one of the world's best left backs in the whole of Europe. Anyway, so left back, another forward player we do. Everyone. If there's a forward player that you would like to see us bring in, either on loan or obviously go and splash the cash, but try and be realistic if you can. Yeah. But if there was another forward player, which we do need, because prior to coming on the show, I mentioned to you, mate, didn't I? And everyone, if you haven't seen Sadio Mane's minutes or games he's played over last year, it was over like 100 or 200 games or something mental. He played a lot of football, and considering the way in which he plays his football, very reliant on his pace, and you're telling me Mane's going to play another 100 plus games this coming year in the whole of... He's only had like 2 weeks rest. Yeah. He obviously been at the African Cup of Nations. He's not going to stay fully fit, as much as I'd love it. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, he will get injured.
And there's going to be games where you're going to have to go, as much as I want to play. You're going to have to sit out.
And Firmino was very much injured at the back end of last season.
Yeah. Salah.
Has he been fully recovered, really, Firmino? Yeah. Firmino, sorry. Salah, yet again. So you look at that and you're like, right, if those 3 get injured, where are our options?
You've got Shaqiri.
Still injury prone as well. He's been injured.
Injury prone.
Yeah, like I'd love Origi to go about and bang 25. Yeah. 30. He will get his opportunities, but
Brewster.
Yeah. So you're looking at it and you're like, are you going to rely on Brewster if Firmino does, or Origi do get injured? And it's a bit unfair, but as we all sit there and go, we will never know until he's been given that opportunity. And that's what I'm hoping. I've spoke to a couple of years when I've been doing my shows. I'd love him, not more than to Brewster to arrive on the scene, bang 20 goals in this season.
Bang the winner against City and win his league.
Yeah, like he will get his opportunities this season. Yeah. It's just how it comes about. But I'd love another forward player just to be very versatile, because obviously we've got Shaqiri. But
versatile, someone who can play right and left, and if needs be, down the centre.
Down the middle as well, mate, yeah. So obviously, because we lost Danny Ings, Solanke gone last year as well. Daniel Sturridge, a player in which Jurgen Klopp very much relied on. If you look at the Chelsea game, the perfect example, played absolutely terrible that game, really. We had our opportunities, but you're like, where's the goal going to come up? And then Sturridge didn't do much when he come on, but he done the biggest, most important thing. He just had a quality effort and it flew in top bin, and you're like, oh, what a fantastic goal that was. But you need to we need to replace those Sturridge goals. Hopefully Brewster or Origi do score more goals, but I think there is areas in that forward line that we need 1-2 signings or even 3 signings at a max, but they are going to be the right signs for Liverpool.
I'd say
like
3 at a max, maybe 4, depending on what happens with Mignolet.
It's who goes out as well, because you can only have a 23-man squad.
I've heard rumours obviously coming out that Mignolet's happy to stay, but I've also heard some saying that he will try and push him out. Yeah. And then if that's the case, you've then got to go out and sign a keeper.
Shout out to Mignolet. Really, his attitude last year, and since he's been at Liverpool, since Alderson's come in, second to none. Absolutely second to none. Obviously, you can talk about what he's done this pre-season in goal, but really, in terms of what he done last year, and he's been very professional, because you're looking in goalkeeping situations or across Europe. Many keepers would be very disgruntled and very angry to be put in Mignolet's position, really, but he's been a very professional understudy to Alisson, and he's helped Alisson's movements, and very much he's going to be the first person Alisson probably met anyway, and helped him eased in, shown around Liverpool probably, because goalkeeping union anyway, they do speak to each other, but whether Mignolet goes, when he was at Belgium, he was very he's still the understudy to Courtois. You'd be a bit gutted about that as well, wouldn't you? You got Courtois at international level, and you've obviously got the big sexy man, Alisson, back at anyway in goal. So if he does go out, that's obviously, would you replace that with obviously bringing through an academy graduate, or would you obviously go out and replace him with a bit more experienced head?
I remember earlier on in the window, there was rumours flying around that Mignolet could go back to Belgium, or he could go to Spain, somewhere like that. And if he does leave, we will link with Adrian, the West Ham keeper. Alone.
I rate him. He's quite decent,
the way I'd look at it is, if Mignolet goes out, I'd get in someone like Adrian, just as a free transfer. You're not spending the cash, and he'll be happy to sit on the bench.
I'm very much really like Adrian, or any goalkeepers, everyone. If you want to select, if you personally do think Mignolet will move on, or do you think he needs to move on this season? But definitely forward player, mate. Another possibly midfielder. Fekir ended up at Real Sociedad. Real Betis, sorry. I knew it was Real something. But I tell you what, I was saying to you before I go on, something must have went terribly wrong for him to end up there.
And for 17 million.
Yeah, because he must have glass legs, mate.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool did bid, or apparently. We done the interview and everything, that you've seen all the images, but something must have been underlying in terms of his medical history, in terms of as a footballer anyway. So possibly another midfielder, mate, just before we go on to the build-up for the Community Shield. Everyone, possibly another, as we've already mentioned, left-back as well, another midfielder, and obviously over forward-thinking player anyway.
Let us know in the comments who you'd like us to see sign. Realistically, not go and spending the cash.
Go and get Mbappe. But everyone. So make sure you do get involved. So we'll go straight on to obviously the build up for the Community Shield, mate. Obviously, I think Jurgen did very much speak about having all of his players available. I think it's after tomorrow, or everyone must be. I think they were getting back to Anfield.
Firmino, Salah, and Alisson are back today. I don't know when Mane's back.
I think he should be in training tomorrow, so I think Mane might be the last person really, and give him as long rest as he possibly needs.
I'd leave Mane out and focus on Norwich for Mane.
Yeah, try and just get Shaqiri fit up. Get Divock, he's playing really anyway. But I'm excited, mate. Obviously we alluded to it at the beginning of the show. It's not a proper trophy really, but it's something really, as we mentioned, it sets the tempo, sets the precedent, really. It's a pinpoint to the start of the season. It's a show, really, because it'd be a very feisty fixture, I think. New signing City, who've signed, go out on board, Atletico Madrid, Rodri, very versatile defensive player anyway, fantastic player. Was it probably about 70, 60 million around
something
that?
Around that,
yeah. Cancelo, I think, and they're looking at buying as well.
The one area I'm surprised with Man City, defensive. They've got rid of company and they've not brought anyone in.
Yeah. I really wish they bought Virgil van Dijk, don't they? It wouldn't surprise me if they actually went out and bought Harry Maguire.
He's apparently on his way to United, but I don't know how true that is.
But I think there's a thing, City have got that much money, you can go and buy anyone.
Yeah.
But definitely the areas we can very much, they've got rid of the Fabian Delph, so I think we can look at maybe getting at their left backs. Is the young kid, Zinchenko. He's a good player. Obviously, you've got Mendy there as well. Whether he'd be fully fit for the Community Shield anyway, but
on the right hand side, I don't know if they'll play Walker or Daniel.
Yeah, I think very much Dan Walker. I think it depends if they go 4 at the back or if they do go 3 at the back. Anyway, City, it's the thing. Like Klopp is going to be asking himself what will he be coming up against, but I think it'll be very much a 4-3-3 for Manchester City. Whether Sané is still at the club, I think he will be going to Bayern Munich, but I'm excited. You can look at getting a Kyle Walker. He's better going forward than he is going back anyway. So I'd target like we did when we went to the Etihad. Obviously when we scored that goal, pinged it from Trent to Robinson, and then same again. So that's an area in which Klopp will look to identify.
Everyone's going on about how we've not made signings and we're not strengthening. We've got the same squad that we competed with last year. We've brought in a couple of youngsters, obviously, as we've said. City have lost company. They've not replaced him. They're losing Sané. It doesn't look like they're replacing him. They're on the bare bones in the back line. If they get one injury in that back line, the centre backs especially, who are they going to play there? Mangala, who's not.
Fernandinho, I think he can play there, but ideally.
But then again, if Fernandinho plays there, Gundogan has to come in. They've then got no replacement there. And it's the same on the wings, as much obviously you could say, well, Mahrez and Sterling.
Yeah.
Who else? Even
still, like if Sané does go as well, they got rid of him in Nacho ages ago, didn't he? Obviously made that miss. He deliberately missed that sitter last year, didn't he? When he was a 1-on-1 with Edison. Sheikh Mansour probably dropped a cheeky £5 million in his bank account after that game as well. So, but yeah, mate, very defensively. It's going to be an exciting game. I can't wait. Obviously, football. Premier League's back at long last. That's the most important, really. Obviously,
bring on the random hackers where it's 26,000 to 1 and you don't know how you've lost it against the weekend.
It's like, how's that bet not coming? But everyone, let us all know your thoughts anyway. Your score predictions for Liverpool versus Manchester City on Sunday. Is it midday or afternoon?
I'm not sure.
So I think it's probably around about 3 o'clock. I think I checked.
It's a glorified friendly.
Yeah, so
it's a kick.
But still, it's a kick up the backside really, and it starts the season off to a flyer. If we do hopefully win that, doesn't mean really not in any way, but it'd be nice.
It's a little bit of silverware at the end of the day. It's something that as a player you can come out if you go on and win a lot more things in your career. You can come out and go, well, I've got a Community Shield, I've got a Champions League, I've got this.
Last time we were there, we played Chelsea, didn't we?
Yeah, we beat them.
Beat them as well. So hopefully same again when the Reds do go over there anyway. Everyone, let me know your thoughts. So I'm probably going to go for a 2-1 to Liverpool.
Probably 2-1 or 3-1. I think they'll score. Who would you play in goal?
For us?
Mignolet,
yeah.
Alisson's come back, I think, a bit too late. I think I wouldn't play Salah either, or Firmino. I think I'd rest them 3-4 and focus on Norwich for them 3.
Yeah, so we probably will see a lot of the kids play in the Community Shield, really. Obviously, Fabinho, Virgil van Dijk, Gomez, I think very much will start for us.
Back four would probably be the same.
Quite strong anyway,
Midfield, that, we can't and never predict the midfield. It changes every time.
Fabinho, he's been fully fit anyway, he's been playing the games. That's great. He's an absolute monster, isn't he, of a man. If you look at it this season, I'm so excited to see Fabinho playing the Premier League. was the way in which he kept older Messi.
Yeah.
He kept him so quiet. Considering he was on an early yellow card as well.
Yeah.
He was annoying Messi, wasn't he? Fabinho and Robbo, most of all, they were winding up Messi. But I tell you what, it just shows such discipline, really. Obviously, especially in the probably the most important role. Obviously, instead of not being up front and in goal anyway. That CDM position, we haven't had that since Mascherano prior to him coming back, and when Lucas was on his prime before he got injured against Chelsea, Juan Mata's tackle, he never recovered from that Chelsea game anyway. But I'm so excited to see him playing, mate. I think he can make a big impact this season. Just so refreshing because it allows Henderson to go forward now.
Yeah.
And the back end of last season, Henderson, when he got that early he created the early goal against Barcelona, running into the box, Origi getting the rebound anyway. But I'm excited to see Henderson very much. Hopefully, I do see that. So you can either see a Henderson or an Oxlade-Chamberlain. Those two very much against City starting off the season, pushing up the pitch, and then just allow Fabinho to very much sweep it up at the back with Virgil and Joe. And obviously let the two lads at the wing backs anyway bomb on. Yeah. I'm hoping it's a 6-6 game because I want to see a fantastic game of football.
Yeah.
Obviously the African Cup of Nations, I did watch a bit of that. Did you see any of that, mate? No. I watched the final. Obviously, shame Senegal missed out anyway, but it was just more or less like Argentina with Messi. They were heavily reliant on Mane and very much Koulibaly as well at Senegal setup anyway. But I'm going to go for a 2-1. You've gone for a 2-1 or 3-1.
Yeah.
Everyone, let us know your thoughts on your score predictions quickly before we finish, Jay. I asked you to do a 1 to 20, and Jay's look at this, so professional. He's got his notes and everything. But Jay, read out your 1 to 20, everyone. And if you agree with Jay, or if you want to leave your 1 to 20 in any way, leave them in the comment section below. I'd be very interested in that. I'll read out a couple of them anyway in my next episode. But Jay, the first thing is when we talked about it when we were coming in the house, I went, I'm definitely putting Newcastle down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you've very much done what I would say, haven't you, mate?
Obviously, I've got 1 to 20 here. Like Jack said, let them know in your predictions in the comments below. Do
you want to start from 20 upwards, mate?
Yeah. I'm going to go with 20. Sorry, Brighton. I just think Brighton will crumble this year. I think the back end of last season,
getting me to Cruci was an absolute joke for me.
When they knew that they were mathematically safe, they just gave up, and it was just like they're all on the summer holidays.
Yeah.
19 for Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could agree on that one. Obviously, if you're any Newcastle fans out there, let us know what your thoughts are on the situation.
I'll be gutted about that. Obviously, but I tell you what, you've gone from one extreme to having Rafa Benitez outside the top four, one of the best managers.
Benitez was adored by Newcastle fans. You could tell. When they were going through bad spells, they never got on his back. They never asked for him to be sacked.
Yeah, because he's got his hands tied around the backs, and Steve Bruce. You look at his history records, down.
I'm sorry, Newcastle. As much as I think you're a brilliant club, but if you've got Steve Bruce in, there's only one way you're going, and that's
this is an interesting one. Like going on to the next one.
18th place. I was decided between 18th and 17th here.
Yeah.
I picked Burnley for 18th.
Yeah.
I think. Obviously, was it 16-17 where they had that
brilliant
season
off,
and they got Europa League, and then last season
tailed off, didn't it?
It affected them at the beginning of the season. They tailed off. I just think this season it'll be one season too far and back in the top flight for them, but you never know.
Yeah, I really rate Sean Dyche. I think if I'm looking at Premier League play squads down there, it's interesting. Obviously, to spoil the 17th place. You've talked about Sheffield staying in the Premier League.
Sheffield United,
yeah. Obviously, last year they were very much built on a very structured defensive unit.
Yeah.
Obviously, Phil Jagielka's going to be going back to Sheffield United.
If Sheffield United do stay up, which I predicted them obviously to here, they've got to be more defensive than what they were last year. Last year they threw everyone. They played direct football, threw everyone through the middle. And obviously in the Championship, it's a whole lot different to the Premier League.
I do think if they can keep the defensive structure like Burnley, those two sides very reliant on their defensive. So at the end of the day, if you come to the Premier League, there's better players going forward. But at the end of the day, defending is still defending. I can, yeah.
16th place, I've gone for Crystal Palace. This really depends on if they keep Zaha or not.
Zaha,
If they keep Zaha, they could be a bit further up. If they lose Zaha, they could be 16th or below.
Yeah.
That's generally they're a one-man team. Sorry, Palace fans, if you're listening.
Yeah, I do agree on that, mate. I think Palace constantly getting rid of all their players.
Yeah.
They have been over the last couple of years. But Zaha will be the big one. Will he go to Everton or will he go to obviously Arsenal? But I can very much see him going to Everton. It'd be a great time for Everton.
He possibly could go there. With
outside the top 6, he's the best player.
Yeah.
He'd be outside the top 6.
15th place, I've gone for Watford. I think Watford have a steady season, in that sort of mid-table area, not fighting relegation.
They're a very good team as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Obviously, Gray up there, top Troy Deeney's a monster. You know exactly what you're going to get. He's a very good professional. I love him outside the football when he's done, obviously, the podcast with True Geordie and all the lads on that channel as well. But
I generally think the bottom 2 probably will be the bottom 2. 18th up to 16th would be any damn fair. I think Watford will be safe.
Yeah.
I've gone Bournemouth in 14th.
Yeah.
Domson and Kilbang a few goals in for them this season, hopefully.
I absolutely love Bournemouth, the way in which they played football.
Eddie Howe's a brilliant manager.
Yeah, fantastic manager, mate. Norwich
in 13th, yeah.
That's a surprising one. Obviously, if we had Suarez, it'd be about 10-0.
In the first half.
I think Suarez might request a transfer back to us.
On a 2-game loan this season.
Yeah, just to play against Norwich anyway, mate. I'm quite surprised you put them up that high. Do you reckon they'll do quite decent?
I do think they've got a few decent players. Buendia is a brilliant player. Ono Fernandez up front. They're good players. I think they've got enough to stay up. I think 13th's probably around about. I've heard Norwich fans coming out and saying they could get 10th, 9th. I think that's a bit too realistic.
Next one, 12.
Southampton.
Yeah. Southampton last year, when you look at the form in which he picked up last season, since he brought the new manager in, fantastic, very knowledgeable. I think he was a Bundesliga anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think they'll do great this season, mate. I think that's more or less spot on when you got them.
11th, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah.
Quite high for them, I think.
It's the thing, Aston Villa, obviously previous to getting released a couple of years ago, when you had Martin O'Neill, they were more or less where Everton were now. Outside the top 4, knocking on the door. They had a great team back in the day, didn't they? Well, back in the day, about 5-6 years ago, whenever they were back in the Premier League anyway. But I think with them, see the big lads up front, I've forgotten his name, of course it goes on the head. Wesley, Brazilian striker. Yeah. He's built more or less like Lukaku, really.
And you've got Grealish, who's the creative player.
Yeah, back in the Premier League. Yeah. I think he's got a point to prove anyway to the Villa fans and more or less the rest of the Premier League.
So that's the bottom 10. Now moving on to the top 10.
10th
place, I've got the mighty Hammers, West Ham United.
Yeah.
I just think, they've signed a couple of good players, haven't they? Fornals, they've got that, is it Haller from Frankfurt or something like that. They've got rid of Arnautovic, which was...
It's a bit of a mental one. He was their best player, wasn't he? But
he was, but he was...
He wants it out. Yeah, he wants it out, innit?
I think there's not much more to say on West Ham, really. 9th, Wolves. I think...
9th?
Yeah.
I would have had Wolves further up the table, considering...
A lot of people have said this to me. I just think that the way... With Europa League, could it take an effect on them as a team, Wolves? Because obviously they've got to go
obviously like Burnley when they were in the Europa League.
They've got to obviously go through all the early qualifying rounds. It's not straight into the group stage. They might struggle with that one.
Yeah.
8th place, I've gone with Brendan Rodgers and Leicester City. I think that's more realistic for Leicester. I've heard fans trying to say 6th, 5th.
Great character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can very much see that, mate.
7th place, I've gone with Chelsea.
Ooh.
With the transfer ban.
I've only just seen where you put United. Yeah.
With Chelsea's transfer ban, they've not signed anyone. I think my face there says it all. I don't know whether I've got that one right. I'm hoping that 6th place don't finish 6th because we won't hear the end of them getting European football. But I just think Chelsea with the transfer ban, not with Frank Lampard being there, it's going to be a hard season for them.
I think that'll be a good finish really for Chelsea.
They've got Champions League though, haven't they? a positive, but whether that could take an effect on him with not having the players,
the experience as well, innit? I could even see them possibly. I don't think they will, Chelsea. Go even lower.
When I wrote this out, I was debating either 7th or 8th. I think
because it could go either one way. Could go great for Lampard and that young players getting great experience. Could be their time to shine, really getting the opportunity.
Or with the fact that they've got old players like Luis and players like that, Willian, Pedro, could it take an effect on their legs?
Yeah.
6th place, I've gone with Everton. I think they'll get Europa League. They've made a few good signings. Andre Gomez, Fabian Delph. And obviously Moise Keane's coming in.
Yeah, great
striker. Good signings for them. They could get Europa League. 5th place, I've gone with Manchester United. I think United will do United are going through that period that we went through.
Yeah.
Where when we lost Benitez, we went through a period of change, and we've only just started coming back to be dominant in football now. United.
I can see them finishing even lower, you know.
It's literally.
It depends, innit? It's 5, 6 and 7. That could be anyone, really, couldn't it?
If United finish 5th, there will be a massive parade celebrating that in Manchester.
It's destined to be 6, innit?
Yeah.
For the second, the other season on the
4th place, yeah, again, it could go anyway. Sheffield United could finish 4th place.
You never know.
You never know. I've gone with Arsenal. I just think out of the, you've got the top 3, Liverpool, City, Spurs. They're the 3 dominant teams in English football now, and then you've got the chasing pack. I think Arsenal are probably the better of the chasing pack at the minute.
They're making the right noises in terms of transfers. That
Pepe, maybe Zaha.
The lad from Real Madrid, is it Caballos? Yeah. He's a great player. You look at these players that Arsenal have brought in, and I think they're all Unai Emery's players. He's either worked with them, or obviously he's been under 10 years. But I think personally, the only thing they're missing now, they do bring in Pepe, and they've got obviously Ozil, and it's defence, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if they can get a decent centre back or another left back or right back as well.
Yeah.
You've got a very solid team, mate.
Obviously I put United 5th. They've made a couple of signings, haven't they? Dybala could be on his way in. Lukaku could be on his way out.
Yeah.
United fans might be looking at that as a good deal. Dybala's a class player, but at the same time, you're losing your main forward.
Yeah.
Are you replacing a striker with a striker? No.
Yeah. You do need a big overhaul at Manchester United, but I think Arsenal going in the absolute right direction.
Yeah.
Unai Emery, very much do rate him as a manager. 3rd, mate.
Spurs
again, yeah.
They've only made, one signing in Ndombele or however.
I watched the game before, and I forgot who they were against anyway, but I've seen little snippets when it come in on the highlights. He's looking like he's having a good impact, obviously, in pre-season. So you look at Spurs as well. It's like Liverpool and Spurs, and even City. 1 to 11, they've all got fantastic squads. Spurs, if they are going to get stretched as well with injuries as well, that's when you do look at when you look at Spurs. But I think very much they need investment as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of their fans will be thinking, right, we got to the Champions League final, whether or not they got lucky, but I think it's huge credit to what they done last year. They got to the Champions League final, and yet again, I think the biggest signing they could possibly make is if Pochettino was to sign a new contract, because he's a fantastic manager, and I'm surprised he's still at Tottenham to be players of the season. I think he might stay there one more season, but Levy does very much need to back his man in terms of if Toby Alderweireld does go out as well. They're looking at you need another centre back in as well. But the big spaces now, top 2. Let's see who Jay's going with.
I think the top 2 will probably be the same. It'll be the same as last year. Bills and City up there. It could go either way. I've gone with Liverpool 2nd, but that's simply because we've not signed anyone major, whereas City have. However, what could work for our benefit is like we were talking about before. City have lost company. They could be losing Sané. They haven't replaced company. The defence was the weak point as it was from last season.
Yeah, I think look at last year. If it wasn't for us being there in that, like even breathing down an extra last game of the season, if we weren't there, I think you would have seen them drop more points than they did.
Yeah.
They were on a 15-game run streak, didn't they?
Yeah.
We couldn't have done anymore, really.
Than what we
Whether you can't do much. 15 games on the bounce, they've gone and won.
Yeah.
Fair play to Man City.
People,
fair play to us, the run in which we do.
I remember people coming out going, "Oh, you lost the league there." At the end of the day, you've got to beat what's put in front of you. We didn't beat teams along the way. We lost. We drew at home to Leicester. You know, we knew what Leicester's game plan was going to be that day.
Cipriano, West Ham game.
Everton away. We knew Everton weren't going to attack us. We could still be here now, and Everton will be back.
Even the United game at Old Trafford, it was a weird game. 30 players went off injured in the first half.
And that was just in the warm-up.
Yeah, and even the West Ham game away, it's very poor. But at the end of the day, I can't wait for this season, mate. And whoever wins the league, as it was like last year, deserves it.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, Jürgen has been talking about it. If we do bring a couple of players in, fantastic.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the squad that we've had last year, we're lucky to have this. Well, we're not lucky, but we know where we've been over the last couple of years. Obviously, when we had the dark days of Roy Hodgson. We're not in those positions now, but just enjoy it now. We've got a fantastic team, fantastic managers.
Klopp's got that burden off his shoulder if he can't win anything.
And he's won the Champions League. We're going to the Premier League next season, and I can't wait. And I tell you what, when we do win this first Premier League title, everyone talks,
we will.
Like Premier League, let's say football didn't start. Like football didn't just start when the Premier League started. It started a lot more longer than that, and that's why City was going to say one of the biggest. Manchester United and Liverpool will always be the two biggest clubs in England, regardless of whatever stinker they're having at the minute. Man United, globally, fan bases everywhere, all over Manchester as well. Obviously, Salford, wherever you live. But Liverpool and City, Liverpool and United, really two biggest clubs. But it's great that City have gone and splashed the cash anyway. It's made it a bit more interesting.
The way I look at it is there'll be a gap between second and third. So whoever's Liverpool and City will run away with it again. Yeah. Spurs, there'll be a gap. And then between Spurs and Arsenal in fourth, there'll be a gap there. I think Spurs are the best of the chasing pack for the top two. Yeah. Arsenal are the best of the chasing pack for the top three. No, that's obviously that's my predictions. I'm probably not going to get many.
Nice one for that, mate. You never know. I put that on. You never know.
Everyone's tipping Newcastle to go down.
Newcastle going getting top four. Steve Bruce for OBE and all that. But yeah, thank you very much, mate, for coming on. Nice one for giving you a prediction as well. The guests that will be getting on over the week anyway, build up to the league. I'll be asking their top 20 as well, mate. But nice one for coming on, mate.
Been a pleasure.
And as I was speaking to Dave, I don't know if you've seen the videos done with Dave. Yeah. Anyway, but throughout obviously when you're off through the week, anyway, this season we'll be doing a lot more content. Obviously, you haven't been as active because I was saying to you, I don't really rate pre-season. Yeah. But I tell you what, we've got big games coming up this year. Every game this season is going to be big because we know what it means anyway. But I don't think we need to panic really if we do lose one game, because it will happen. We will lose more than one game this season. Yeah. If we don't, it'll be an absolute miracle. Well, not a miracle, but
we don't lose a game. We go all the invincibles, but we still don't win the league.
Yeah, but as always says, it would only be Liverpool that go and win the league. Don't win the league when we only lost one game.
Yeah, we've got an unwanted record of being the only team to lose one league game in a season and 2 league games in a season and not win the league title. Yeah,
so that's why we don't need to go and splash the cash, because I believe in this club. Yeah. I believe in the quality players at the football club. Fingers crossed, no injuries really.
Fingers crossed in 10 months.
But yeah, thank you very much everyone for getting involved. Apologies, it's a bit of a long one, but I do love doing my long videos as well. So let me know if you want to listen to this on a podcast. I can export it and get it out there anyway. So if you'd want to listen to them in podcast form, let me know in the comment section below, because I can literally, it's so simple. I can do 2 edits, 1 video, 1 podcast, and you can. I'll try and create an iTunes account so you can go check it out there.
Also comment if you agree with my table. Obviously, whoever you feel I've got wrong, let them know. Even if you want to, if you've got the time to, put your 1 to 20 in the comment section. Yeah. That would be appreciated, and see who agrees with me.
Yeah, sorry mate, nice one for coming on that.
In 10 months time, if I've come here and that's wrong, I will come out and physically apologise.
Someone will clip it, like, now, and they're like, when we won the league,
The part where I said Newcastle get top 4, you know, imagine it come end this season on Twitter, there's me going, Newcastle get top 4.
Yeah. No one had watched the episode, but they just get that. But everyone, have a quality rest of your night, everyone. Enjoy the friendly tomorrow against Lyon. But the big game against City is coming up and the Premier League is starting. See you later, everyone. A nice one, Jay, for coming on.
No worries.
And if you're new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. And as well, make sure you do let us know about the podcast and all that, because I can't get that sorted anyway. But you never walk alone, Reds. And I'll see you for another episode later.
6 times.
Hooray!
Bye.
See you later.